Hey guys, Brian here from Better Chess Training, and in this video I'm going to be answering a question that I received in the comments to one of my other videos on how much time we should spend studying the sideline variations when we read a chess book. Check it out. Okay, in this video I'm going to be talking about a topic that I've been asked about a couple times. That is, when you are studying chess books, how much time should you spend on the variations other than, say, the main game? And there's a couple answers to this, so it's not just there's not just a straight yes or no answer. And I'm going to just give you a couple examples and some food for thought, and then you could tell me what you think in the comments or see how that works in your own training. So the first thing I would say is that it depends on your purpose for studying the game. And here on my screen, I've got a screenshot of my Kindle app and the book Anand Move by Move, a very good book. And here, we have this game. This is a game against Kramnik, and as I'm playing through the game, what I would do is these text annotations, I would read all of those. Here in the first game, Kramnik played the exchange variation without achieving anything tangible, because usually those comments are something relevant to the game or maybe to the thought process. So I would play through the moves, and again, another comment here, I would read that. And what I would do is, let me get to a page here. So here's a couple comments where they talk about variations from the game. And if I'm, in this particular case, this is a game I'm just studying just to understand chess better. And in here, he's just showing a few deviations that were played by other masters regarding the opening. And so since this is not necessarily my opening study, I wouldn't necessarily play through those, but maybe at some point, if the opening variation became a part of my repertoire, then I might. So in general, I would try to play through the game, read the comments that I can. Now, in my case and in other players' cases, if you can, and just talking about books, but I guess it would be the same with things like Chessable or Forward Chess. If you can do a quick read of the variations from the text without having to set it up on a board, because I think the initial questions were it takes a lot of time to reset the board and things like that. Of course, that's mitigated by some online stuff like Forward Chess or like Chessable. But with, say, standard books or here like my Kindle, what I would do is just play through the game without spending too much time on the different moves. So let's go through. But I would read the various commentary, the text commentary, because that often is very instructive. Okay, so that would be my first example. If you're studying games just to, say, learn about plans and middle games and just good chess in general, or for enjoyment, read the commentary, the text commentary, but don't necessarily play through all of the moves. However, if it is like a short variation, if it's 3 or 4 or 5 moves, I might just read it and visualize it in time. But if it's like a 10-move variation from another game, then I won't be able to do that, and I don't think you need to. Let's go on to another example where you might need to get more in depth with the variations. Okay, the second way to study these chess books is when you are studying specific topics that require you to understand the variations that go into specific positions. And mainly it's things like, in this case, tactics or attacking chess. So this is from Secrets of Attacking Chess by Mihail Marin, another book I would recommend. I'll put links to the books down below. But here we can look at this position, and it's a very sharp position. And here the move was played, 20b6, but this is a game where Geller is playing white. And then the author goes into some of Geller's analysis, probably published elsewhere. And if we look at the next page, we can see all of these thoughts here that are not part of the game, but are part of Geller's analysis. So because the position is so sharp and not understanding how one response goes to another, that's a case where you would definitely want to study the game. Now, it's very helpful if you have something like ChessBase or ChessX, somewhere where you can enter the moves and then move quickly from the variations to the main line. Of course, on a regular chessboard, this is a little more difficult. One way I've seen it done, and I've tried this a little bit myself, is by setting up the main position on one board and then using the other board to do variations. So that way you can sort of, you want to have that feel of using a real board. But the key there is that the variations are very important both to understanding the player's thoughts, but also because the position is so sharp that if you do not understand the tactics underlying the position, which are laid out in the variations, then it's very difficult to actually understanding the position. Okay, and we'll go through one more way to look at this topic of how much you should study the variations in a book. Okay, and then the final example for today's video, and again, this doesn't exhaust all of the possibilities and all of the recommendations for training, but this is a book from part of my opening repertoire. This is the Queen's Gambit Decline by Nigel Davies, and there's two parts of this. I guess the way this book is laid out is by the main games, but then he has variations coming off of that game where there's sidelines. And what I tend to do with this is that I will study the main game because that's kind of the main line that he's trying to express and also expresses the ideas. Let me just page through here. And here, for example, from this diagram, he'll say, what's Black's plan? And then, I want to make sure I understand what Black's plan is in that position. But if we go back a few pages, you'll see there's a bunch of sidelines. Here's one sideline. Here's another sideline. And here's another sideline. And what I'll do there is, like I said, I will study the main game. And I do this a little differently than maybe other people do, because I don't believe I should spend way too much time on the openings in some cases. So here I'll study the main game so I understand the concepts, and it's probably the most common variation in the game. And then as I play in my tournament games or in blitz games, and I run into an opening that I don't know about, I will go back to the book and then find that sideline if it's in there. And again, you could do a similar thing with Chessable where you can look up the sidelines. I actually have another video about that type of thing as well. So, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Whenever you guys have questions, I try to answer them, as you know, in the comments, but sometimes I get inspired and we'll come up with a video answer as well. So, hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are staying safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.